Do you know that your private parts work differently from your brains? Make a speak up of vernacular, I go sweet. You know, so your Toto get mind of your own. Your Preek get mind of your own. They did their day. Yes, so. That's why it's so easy for you to come and preach. Self-control, self-control. He's a cheat. She's a cheat. They cannot stay in one place. They get their own mind. It is not your brain. Your brain don't fuck strong with your private parts. You never see that point where you say, you know, this person, they toxic. This person has done everything bad to you. Your heart and your brain has assimilated the fact that this person is not good for your mental health. But your brain wants something else. And your private part wants something else. This person is toxic. But once they come close to you and just touch you, you don't wet. You don't fall. You don't knock. Sometimes you're asking yourself, did this person put a spell on me? The person used jazz. No be jazz. No, because it's Toto and Preek get their own mind. Brain get their own mind. That's the reason why it's so hard for most of you to live toxic relationship. Some of you waiting still gone for that relationship. Now fuck. Now fuck. This person is killing you. This person has bad character. This person has everything is bad. In fact, your life is a mess. But the power of Toto and Preek is making you suffer and smile. I don't want to get. Don't touch me. It's over between the both of us. Once the guy just looks at you, or once the girl just looks at you, you vex, but you don't wet. You vex, but you don't get erection. Which takes us to the topic of today. I thought I should just play around with you guys before we go into the main subject. Life is not that serious, I beg. Maybe play small. So I want to teach you how to separate your brains from your private parts. Because that is one big challenge a lot of people have. This is something a lot of people don't like to talk about. This person is not good for you. Every part. The only role this person is playing in your life is sex. It's as if you're stuck. You don't know how to live. You're in a toxic, deadly relationship. But now fuck. Now I won't keep you for there. I'll teach you how to separate your brains from your body. Now that is where discipline comes in. Discipline is knowing when to walk away. Discipline is knowing when to run. Discipline is knowing when to avoid some certain things. Like I used to say, do not spend an evening where you know you're not going to spend the night. There's nothing like, I don't love him anymore, but we can still be friends. Huh? That's the reason why they always say now, old firewood, now they burn. This is that old one. That your ex. If he catch you, if you like be married, if you like have 7 children, I say Toto and Preek get their own brain. And that's why sometimes you can cheat and still love somebody else. You can be attracted to this person just sexually, and your brain still tells you that this person is your husband, this person is your wife. Yes, that's because your private part has a different language and your brains have a different language. When you're cheating, when you're doing all those bad things, you know that what you're doing is bad, but you don't have control over it. Yes. So the easiest way to be able to control your body and your mind is to learn how to abstain. Is to learn how to run. Once you see that you are attracted to this person in a sort of way, let's assume you're married or you're in a serious relationship and you don't want to cheat, you just want to keep your commitments, you're going to choose where you'll be going to. You'll be very selective. You will choose the kind of things you want to be seen. You will choose the kind of things you want to respond to. Be you a man, be you a woman. You cannot be going to club and be seeing girls with nyash and you'll be forming I'm a disciplined man. You will fall. You will what? You will fall. Remember I said, do not spend an evening where you know you're not going to spend the night. That's the reason why when you're married, it's not like you're not going to go out. You will now choose the certain places you're going to go. Why? Because you don't know, say, Toto and Preek get mind of their own. You understand? You go avoid them. You go abstain. You know one your story. Because there's nothing like I'm an intelligent man. Discipline simply means you're going to pick where you're going to. You're going to pick who is around you. You're going to choose. You are going to be intentional about your choices. That is the meaning of discipline. There's no magic about it. My husband is a cheat. My wife is a cheat. My boyfriend does not stay one place. It's just discipline. Somebody choosing to say, I don't want to be here because I know that when I'm here, I'm definitely going to get tempted. There's no jagaban about it. There's nothing like a strong woman, a strong man. There is no strength when it comes to private parts and your brain. That's the reason why pastor, reverend father, doctor, we are all those intelligent and people that are prominent in the society. Toto and Preek will humble you. You understand? The only way Toto and Preek cannot humble you is when you pick where you're going to. You're going to be intentional about it. You're going to be conscious to say, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here because when I go here, I'm likely going to be tempted. I'm likely going to be that. And that's the reason why, even though now women don't cheat, that was the reason why in those days it looks as if men cheated more. Why? Because women had a lot of things in their hands. A lot of men feel that when I marry this woman, impregnate her, put her in the house, keep her busy with house chores and children, she will not have time to go out. Yes, before. But now, because our eye don't see a reach back, and this day we don't even need to go anywhere with phone. We don't cheat finish. So you are the one that is not going to make that conscious effort, understanding that your body speaks a different language and your brain speaks a different language. There is no power about that. There is no jagaban about that. When you have this understanding, that is when you can now be able to imply discipline. You know, sometimes a lot of people have not been able to discipline themselves because they don't even understand what it is. But when you have an understanding that my brain is different from my body, whereby I now have to make that conscious, intentional effort, you understand, to discipline myself so that I don't always find myself in situations I don't like. Because sometimes when your Toto lead you astray or your Preek lead you astray, you start to regret, how did I even do this thing? Yes, for you not to be always regretting, you don't like what you did, you love your wife, you love your girlfriend, you love your husband, but you just see yourself, you know, doing that stuff. It's because you have not learned the conscious effort of disciplining yourself on where you want to go to, being selective about the things you see, about the places you stay, and the people that you have around you. That's just what discipline is about. That's how to separate your private parts from your brains. Yes, that's why you see a lot of people who, in quotes, are responsible. You see that there are some places you cannot find them. Yes, some places you cannot just find them. Not because they don't want to go to those places, but they understand that if I get to this place, I might become this person. There is no strong woman about that. You understand? I will become this person. What do? They consciously just shy away, consciously avoid. I myself, I always use myself like an example. I've always bragged about it that I've never done wrongs in my time. I've never slept with anybody for money before. It doesn't mean that I haven't done any other bad thing or whatever, but the truth is I've always been a conscious person when it comes to that. I told myself when I was growing my brand, when I was growing up as a young child, I don't want to be found in the scandal of man, woman, have sex. That I don't want to be found. So I make a conscious effort. I don't go out. I barely go out. Where do you want to see me? You won't even see me, right? I barely go out. I'm a very picky person when it comes to who I'm around. I don't even have friends. You understand? And I'm not even a patient person. They say if you talk, I will block you. I don't have that strength. So that's what has kept me going. Not because I'm one powerful woman or I'm one sent. No, it's because I chose not to go to these places. I chose not to even meet these people. Because if I begin waka some kind of waka, or you begin to find me in some sort of places, trust me, I'm going to do a lot of things I did not even bargain for. Yes, I'll become somebody. I'll be like, how did I even get here? So that is that conscious effort you're going to make as a man or as a woman when you want to start making the right decisions, when you want to say, okay, I want to be faithful, I want to focus on my wife, I want to focus on my girlfriend. These are the conscious efforts you get to start to make. Be intentional, be picky about people you're around, picky about the place you go to. You understand? Then with that, you see yourself being focused, being faithful, and being 100% productive. I hope this actually helped, and I hope you agree with me when I say Toto and Preek with brain have two different reasoning. They are in two different worlds. So you would have to learn to separate the both of them, discipline yourself, and be conscious about where you go to.